Welcome back, everybody. I'm Madeline Bookout, Alapy Ally.
And I'm Hannah Bookout, transvect traveler, and this is the Check This Book Out podcast where we talk about fantasy and romance books.
Today, we are bringing you another book review episode. A very special book review episode, especially considering we have a upcoming book release. So this is kind of a hype video, if you will.
Yep.
Today we are reviewing The Will of the Many by James, is it Islington?
Islington?
Islington? Yeah, we're going to bring to you a deep dive into writing style,
Mm-hmm.
characters, plot,
World
world building, not necessarily in that order. We're going to get into it all.
Yeah.
So, without further ado, everybody, grab your pet pyramid, find your comfy reading chair, and let's check this book out.
This is a very long-awaited episode that I've been sitting on for very many weeks.
Very many.
I'm very excited to do this episode.
I am hot off the book.
Yeah.
Literally finished reading it probably 4 hours ago, and I can tell you already it has occupied a lot of my brain space since I read it. So,
Same.
shall we start with our ratings of The Will of the Many?
Yes.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, 5.
5.
Easily. Honestly, 6.
10.
10.
A billion.
This is my 1,000-star rating of of this book.
Yeah, this is Infinity Stars, actually.
Do you think that this is going to be your favorite book that you've read this year?
Oh, no, yeah.
Already?
Oh,
Hands down?
No questions asked.
No questions asked.
I knew that since like probably 10% into this book that
Are
it was
you
going to be the best
serious?
book I've read this year. Oh, yeah.
Wow. That's a really good first impression.
No, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I would say that I didn't have to think at all when I rated this book. I finished it, marked it as read, rated it, and within the next hour, I did my review. Usually I sit on a book for a while before I write my review.
Mm-hmm.
I've realized that especially when we do an episode, I don't like to write my review until we're done because a lot of the time I end up learning things that I did or didn't like about it along the way.
Exactly.
So, but this one I was like, easy.
Yeah.
Super easy.
Nothing's going to change my opinion.
No. In fact, I think I will like it even more.
Exactly. I think I'll just learn more about it.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about all the things I loved.
All the questions I have.
That too.
Which are many and a lot and several.
Yeah. Not few, that's for sure.
No.
That was actually really
Pun
bad.
intended.
That was a bad pun, but
Was it intentional?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we've done our ratings.
Mm-hmm.
Shall we do a brief overview, a spoiler-free description?
I think we shall.
This book follows a boy named Vis who is a forgotten prince of a no longer existing kingdom, who is basically on the run and hiding his identity from the rest of, what is it, like an empire, right? The empire.
The Catenan Empire.
And basically it's about his journey of navigating a government system that he despises because it stole his family. And there's an academia element.
This is a fantasy novel.
Yes, that's a good point. The biggest, I would say the biggest themes are academia for sure.
Yes.
Political, intrigue, not necessarily intrigue, but political anguish almost.
Yeah. Yes.
Some rebellion, mystery,
some supernatural.
Yeah. There's definitely fantasy elements.
Yes.
And all good things, all things that we get to unpack together today.
Yeah. Really from this moment on, we're getting into spoiler territory. If you have not read this book, stop this video, go read all like 600 whatever pages of it, enjoy it, and then come back. And also, if you're here watching this because you're about to read the second book, welcome.
Yeah.
We're
You
very
get
excited to have
to
y'all. Here's your refresher.
this is a refresher.
Mhm.
I think about that sometimes. The way you just phrased that actually reminds me of my Goodreads review. Can I read it to you?
Yes, you may.
I had a lot of status updates for this book.
Me too.
It was pretty much constant.
No, the way that I had so many status updates, I had the urge to highlight. That
Yeah.
doesn't happen. That is something that has to come naturally. I can't force myself to do those things.
No, especially not status updates for me.
Exactly.
Like it's unnatural
the
to force myself.
exactly. That's just saying so much about how good this book was.
Agreed.
So many
100%.
thoughts were flowing. All right, let's hear it.
This is my review. To those who have read The Will of the Many, how the fuck did you make it through the last 2 years without book 2? This book is going to occupy all my brain space for the next 2 weeks. To those who have not read The Will of the Many, what the hell are you doing reading my review when you should be reading this book? Get your ass to a Barnes & Noble stat.
Yeah, real.
So, that also sums up the turning point in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't read it, go away, come back. We'll see you when you're done.
Yep, precisely.
All right. Let's start with writing style.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Actually, before we get into any of that, I want to caveat that, and this is something that you and I both talked about several times, but the way that this book was kind of pitched to us almost
Yes,
was
let's address
that,
the elephant in the room.
yeah, the elephant in the room, because it's going to come up a million times in
Yeah,
this
it
episode.
is. It is.
This book was pitched to us as Red Rising, but better.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
And I think that it goes without saying that that is like 100% true.
Yes.
There are differences, but like the amount of similarities between the two from a like thematic and like plot standpoint is
structure.
Yeah, is a little honestly uncanny. Like
Yeah.
it's astounding.
Yeah.
Every time I kept turning a page, I was like, "Oh, there's like another parallel."
Mm-hmm.
So I will say that I think that I will try to personally like keep myself from comparing it too much, because in the end they're like different books. I personally don't think that The Will of the Many wasn't, maybe it was somewhat um inspired by Red Rising, but like they're distinct enough that I don't feel like it was plagiarism or like copyright infringement or something like that.
Yeah. Quick entry note, editing this in. Spoilers for the Red Rising series by
Oopsie.
Pierce Brown.
Our bad.
If you haven't read it, it's okay. I am going to put spoiler warnings, like little like tidbits on the screen. So if you're watching this on YouTube or Spotify, keep an eye out because I'll mention when a spoiler is potentially coming up. But for the most part, I think we keep it pretty vague, but just be in the know.
Yep.
Yeah, the comparisons are blaring in. This actually kind of makes me want to read my Goodreads review now, if I may.
No, please.
I spent a lot of time on it because I really. Sometimes I just have this like fantasy that people are gonna like see my Goodreads reviews and be like, "Oh my gosh, yeah."
I got
I
a
agree
lot
with
of
what she said.
a lot of randos liked one of my status updates.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, let's like go through our status updates too. Here was my Goodreads review. I said, the quickest non-negotiable 5 stars I have ever given. This is a masterpiece. The writing, characters, world building, everything is perfect. I can't get over how beautifully written it is, most of all, and I'm reeling and sobbing over that last 3%. I've heard it called a better written Red Rising, and I agree the similarity is blatant. Thankfully, they're also different, and that comparison starts tapering off as you get deeper into the supernatural elements. Please, for the love of God, read this book. So,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I echo every thought in that
Yeah.
review.
I guess that kind of is a good segue into the writing quality. Beautiful, perfect, flawless, astounding, beautiful literature. This book was written perfectly.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was, but this is an element that kinda set me apart from Red Rising where I'm like,
No, 100%.
"Holy, this was just good quality."
It really
Oh my
was.
gosh.
Well, you and I made this complaint too that one of the things that we did not like about Red Rising was the writing style.
Mhm.
And so that was like the first thing where I was like, I just had so many preconceived like notions about this book, and immediately when you jump into one page one, you're like, oh wow, that's already so different
Yeah. Yeah.
and so much better done personally. Like I just enjoyed the writing style of this book a lot more.
Yeah.
I can't even really pinpoint what it was though.
I think that
The prose was just
elegant.
yeah,
Like, I
without being
think
confusing.
exactly, like, the vocabulary wasn't out of this world, but I think that James Islington? I'm so sorry if I keep mispronouncing that, but he just is a very much, like, a well-written, trained writer,
Mhm.
no doubt. His vocabulary was well, like, handpicked. It was very intentional,
Intentional.
um, and I think in a, like, Greek-inspired
Mhm.
world, this kinda
Or Roman,
elevated
you mean?
yeah, Roman is it Roman or Greek?
Mhm.
I
That's
can't
Roman.
Roman? And this Roman-inspired society, this, like, elevated kind of elegant prose was very fitting too. Did you
No,
you
I
know what I
agree.
mean?
I agree.
Yeah,
I think that the writing style matched the setting.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And it matched our main character very well too. Like, this man is a
100%.
prince, so it all just tied in very
I
well.
agree.
Very cohesive all
Mhm.
around.
I really liked the way that he described things.
Yes.
I just I as I said, it was approachable, but
Mhm.
still, like, elevated.
Yes.
Approachable, but sophisticated.
Yes.
Like, it did not feel to me like a young adult, like,
Mhm.
novel, even though our main character is a young adult. Like,
Yep.
it didn't feel, uh, like, elementary,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Uh-huh.
And so I really enjoyed the writing style. One thing in particular, though, that really stood out to me was the pacing.
Mhm.
I got so, like, immersed in the world and the story that the fact that at the end of it that it was what how much time had passed? Probably we know it's at least a year. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna go with close to 18 months.
No
No, 12
way.
months. He trains for 2 months and
Yes.
the he's at the academy for a year. So it's at least 14 months.
Is it really a whole year?
Mhm.
Because I thought he went in, like, with a third of the year already
Yeah, and
done.
it's normally 18 months.
Oh,
So
okay.
he
You did your math.
mhm.
Okay.
Yep. So to me, I was like, I never felt like that time disappeared, but
Mhm.
I was like, wow, it's been 14 months, like start to finish.
Mhm.
And the reason why I think that I enjoyed that or like didn't dislike it was because he really knew how to skip over the non-important details. For example, like when he's at the academy, when time would pass in between like him going through the different classes,
Mhm.
it would be like 5 weeks continued like this where I but then he would like list out all the things that happened in those 5 weeks in a way that like told you what was going on, but it was like
Mhm.
I don't need to describe every single day of those 5 weeks in order to get
Mhm.
my point across. I thought that was so well done.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he does that many, many times throughout the
Mhm.
book. Like for example, another one is when they're on the island training.
Yeah.
Yeah. He, like,
Yeah.
skips over that part, but I didn't find myself being like, "Oh gosh, I wish that he had given us more detail or, like,
Yeah.
told us more."
A lot of his training before he was at the academy too.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, with
Mhm.
lanistia and stuff. Yeah.
And it's consistent, like, he does that he uses that mechanism to, like, move the plot along
Mhm.
several times throughout the book,
Mhm.
which I thought was great.
Yeah. I will say one thing that I both loved and also think was maybe not the strongest of his writing style was the show versus tell,
Mm.
which is very difficult when
Yes,
it
I
comes
also noticed that.
it's very difficult when you have a character with a very necessary, elaborate past.
And secrets.
Exactly, yeah. This boy, Vis, was a prince, and all of his education and, parents and their parenting style, all that was very relevant throughout the entire book.
Mhm.
But not doing like a flashback kind of writing
Mhm.
technique or mechanism. I don't think it did it a disservice to not have those kinds of snippets, which we did get a few. I think we got like a few when he was at his house with
Mhm.
the that servant guy. I can't
Oh,
remember his name.
Frederic?
Frederic. Thank you. Wow, good memory. Well,
Well,
I guess you
I
just finished
literally
it.
just read that last night, so
um, I think that obviously there was like a little snippet of that in there, but there was a little bit of showing, not or telling, not showing, when it comes to his background. So you kind of get this like, oh, this can just literally do everything, and you kind of just accept that. You never got to see him training as a like with a sword as a kid, or what his tutors, what that looked like at home. You got like very brief, like this is like present day mental
Mhm.
descriptions of it, but not so much like in the moment. I'll say
Yeah.
that's like maybe the one piece I would have liked to see that we didn't,
Mhm.
but I also do not think it hurt the quality.
Yeah. It didn't impact the
Yeah,
storytelling. Like,
exactly.
I think he still achieved the proper storytelling without those, but yeah, I
Mhm.
think it would have been nice to see, like, the personalities, for example, of his
Mhm.
sisters.
Mhm.
Like, he talks about how close he is to them, but then you never really actually, like, grasp
Yeah.
their interactions and, like, their
Mhm.
relationship.
Yeah.
You don't get to see it for yourself.
Mhm. I do think also, like, contradicting myself, is that this is a book very much written like the present.
Mhm.
Like, you're not gonna know what happened in the future. You're barely gonna know what's happened in the past. Like, you are in
Mhm.
Vis's head here and now, which I
Yeah.
think is cool.
Yeah, I liked that too. I One another thing that I noticed about the writing style that kind of is in your, like, same vein of the show and tell was where he comes up with a plan, and like, this was another thing that was kind of very similar to Red Rising.
I knew you were
You
gonna say that.
you know that Darrow had a plan,
Yeah.
but you had 0 clue,
Yes.
literally 0 clue, like, no hints
Mhm.
that that was a part of the plan.
Mhm.
And as a reader, like, the whole entire point was to punch you in the face
Mhm.
and stick a knife in your stomach and, like, take you completely by surprise and ruin you in the process.
Yeah.
There was some of that in this book, but in a way that, like, I felt like it was giving me enough to guess at what would happen, which was fun. I would be, like, trying to kind of predict, like, for example, when he comes up with the plan to go to that ruins site that's off campus, like, off of academy
Uh-huh.
grounds, and he's talking to Olkiscore about it,
Mhm.
and he tells you these things, like, for example, he's like, "Oh, I need a will imbued object that can do this."
Mhm.
And you're like, "What the heck is he gonna use that for?" And you
Exactly.
start thinking about it, and, like, you're trying to come up with it. So he gives you pieces without
Mhm.
then you get to experience the whole entire plan,
Yeah.
which is really
In
fun.
the action, like,
Yeah.
thick of it, yeah.
But that's one of the things about Red Rising, that it was a similar writing style,
Mhm.
but I liked this more. Like, having
Yeah.
the snippets that I'm able to
Mhm.
play with in my mind and see if I can figure it out.
Yeah, compared to being, like, completely blind to any
Yeah,
planning.
agreed.
Yeah.
A good use of, what is that, like, foreshadowing or
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Another example of that would be the, government documents. Yeah.
Mhm. Yes,
Yeah.
that's a perfect example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, he did that a lot. It was very well done.
It This book was so well
Yeah.
written.
The foreshadowing is kinda getting into pause, so I'm not gonna really go into it, but the foreshadowing that he used throughout the book in general, by the way,
Mhm. I will
you never would have
say
seen it coming.
there were 2 things that I guessed. Actually, yeah, 2 things that I guessed, and
Oh,
they're both
okay.
gonna be things that we talk about from a plot standpoint, so I can
So
hold off on them,
okay.
but I wasn't upset about guessing them,
Yeah.
and I'll tell you how I tricked into Nolan into confirming one of them for me.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
but yeah, I think that sums up my thoughts on the writing.
Yeah. I loved it.
I know.
I
It was really
loved the
good.
writing. It was beautiful.
Yeah, I really liked it.
Yeah, loved it.
Um,
And I'll say this one last thing. I did start James Islington's like other series, by the way, and it was his first series ever published. I think, don't quote me on that.
mhm.
The Shadow of What Was Lost. Um, oh my gosh, he's come miles. Like
Oh, he's
this
grown a
growth
lot.
is insane.
When was that written?
Oh, I could look. 2014. The Will of the Many was written in 2023.
Oh, wow. That's a big gap.
Yep, big gap.
I wonder how long he probably spent that entire time writing The Will of the Many.
He said in his acknowledgments that he started writing it in 2020, like during the
Oh, wow.
pandemic.
Okay, that's not as long as I thought.
Yeah,
Good for you,
yeah.
bro.
But he only has one other like published series, like three other books that he's published under his this author name,
Mhm.
and then he wrote this masterpiece.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all I gotta say about his writing.
World building.
Ooh,
There's a lot to unpack here because there's a lot we don't know.
exactly. This is a beast. Not gonna lie.
So, okay. I will say if there is anything in this book that I did not like, it was the world building.
Mm.
And it's not the world that I don't like. Love the world, love the setting, love the fantasy elements. I don't know if you call that magic, but
That's what I've.
that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
That's my least favorite part of about this book.
yeah,
How the F does Will work?
yes. What is Will?
What is Will?
Yeah, yeah. I am 100% agree with you.
Okay. I was a little worried you were gonna be like, are you
No,
serious?
the biggest and here's the thing though is I don't know if this is me like being so in love with the book that I'm trying to justify it, or if I'm like, oh, what if this is all on purpose? But I genuinely do wonder if he's kept us in the dark for a reason
I mean, yeah.
about like the entire will, the catalyst,
Mm-hmm.
like all of the magic, which I don't think of it as magic. I think of it as like a
I
supernatural like
agree.
kind of thing.
I agree.
Like
But
I
that's
know
just like such the classic like fantasy term for it.
yeah, but it
Um
doesn't feel like magic.
it
So
feels like technology
yeah,
is what it feels like.
it's what makes this book feel sci-fi when it's
Yes,
very much
agreed.
not.
100%. That's what I was just about to say.
Yeah,
Um I think that it does have like tinges of sci-fi. Like
yeah,
has a sci-fi feel
yeah,
cuz it feels like technological advancements rather than something that's just built into the world.
yeah.
Something they figured out how to do rather than something that was inherent to
Mm-hmm.
the setting.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
But I will say that was my least favorite part because I find myself frustrated with how curious I am.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and like there were several times, for example, when it talked about birthright. I was like, what the heck is birthright?
Yeah.
Like it just kind of threw out terms that it expected you to know, which a lot of books do, but I feel like eventually they explain them.
Mm-hmm.
There were certain things that were just never explained.
Yeah.
But maybe you're right. Maybe eventually we will
That
get
might
answers.
yeah, that might just be me like being like, well, we're just
Projecting.
supposed to not know yet.
Yeah.
I don't know. That could be reader bias in me. But it is frustrating, especially when you're at this academy during his like lessons with lanistia and at this school where they're like conditional will
Yes.
and whatever will, and you're like, what is that?
Mhm.
I don't know.
And you would
And
think that you would learn more through his lessons, but you
exactly, but you
don't.
don't.
Yeah.
They almost like kind of keep it from you.
Like that could have been the perfect instrument
Yeah.
to teach the readers.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing I can think of is what you're saying is that he's intentionally withholding that
Yeah.
information.
Which is kind of crazy,
Yeah, I agree.
especially if
But you can
like,
read it without knowing it.
yeah,
And it can make all pretty much perfect sense.
yeah,
Like the will piece of it is intuitive enough that it doesn't take rocket science to understand the basic concepts even if you don't understand the more the complexity
yeah.
of it.
And I think really in general, this entire first book was not about will at all.
No.
I think that is what the second book is set up to be
Mhm.
about, so I could kind of I could be like, "Okay, I don't need to know everything.
Yeah.
We're clearly about to go into it deeper."
Yeah. Do we know how many books it's gonna be?
I have no idea. I think a trilogy is
That
what
would
I've
seem
heard.
yeah.
That seems insanely short, though. He
Mhm.
could come out with 80 books and I'd read them
I
all.
mean, I'm gonna look up how many pages the next book is
Yeah, go for it.
because I need to know. Oh, it
Um,
doesn't say.
really? Probably another 600,
I
700-page
at
book.
least,
Yeah,
at least.
yeah.
I'm going to devour that book.
Oh, same.
I'm going to read that book like it's my effing job.
Yeah.
On top of my 9 to 5. My 5 to 9 after my 9 to 5.
Literally. Yeah.
Reading Strength of the Few.
Yeah. No sleep. Yeah, that was the biggest bummer, is not really knowing what will
Mhm.
meant. Oh, I remember. The conversations, though, that he had with Ulquiskor during his little adoption interview and with
Mhm.
lanistia during their training and at the school
Mhm.
were such intellectual, smart questions. I didn't know what the heck Will was, but these questions were framed in such a political, educational, like, framework that made I don't know if I'm verbalizing this
Made me
well
feel
enough.
dumb.
Well, yes, but also made, like, them seem
Them
so
seem smart,
smart.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
It made me feel like how, uh oh my god, what is his name? Vis feels when he gets up to class 3.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
"I have no idea what you're talking about."
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But it's like you can kind of put the puzzle pieces together to understand the basics of the technologies that they use, for example, like the sappers.
Yeah.
I understand how a sapper works
Uh-huh.
because of the basic understanding that I have of will,
Yeah.
but I don't know what will is.
Yeah. I will
Who is
say
Will?
who is Will?
Mhm. What if Will was a person?
Wait, actually?
Will is a character. I would love to hear people's well, I mean, honestly, I'm sure that we could do a Reddit deep dive, which would be a crazy fun episode.
It would be.
Maybe we should do that
Yeah.
after instead of reading reviews because this book has a 4.6 star
Yeah.
on
We know
Goodreads.
what
Like,
people think about it.
maybe we should just like do a basic Reddit deep dive and see what people's like theories are
Yeah.
for
I'm so down.
yeah, the strength of the few. But
Mhm.
if you guys want to send me a wiki on on what exactly will is
I don't
and
know if anyone knows though. That's the
I'm
thing.
sure there are some people who have like figured it out through interviews that he's done,
True,
like
true, true.
things like that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. You're right,
but
you're right.
yeah, I just really enjoyed the setting
Mhm.
as well. I loved the Roman inspired
Society,
yeah.
yeah.
I even though will is not explained, the rest of the world building, like will itself, the foundations of it is approachable enough that you can understand it without understanding it. The setting is so easy to grasp because it's like Roman inspired.
Yes.
So I didn't have to do a ton of imagining,
Mhm.
you know,
Yep.
which I enjoyed. Sometimes it's a lot of work. I think that the political state and the complexity of like the pyramid system
Mhm.
and the hierarchy and the conquering of nations, like all of that is enough to spend a lot of brain power wrapping your head around it without adding another layer of like building this world from scratch and this
Mhm.
culture from scratch.
Mhm.
So I think that that was nice. And I guess a props to his writing style of like keeping certain aspects of the world building simple and digestible and something that you can like recall on from personal like knowledge
Yeah.
to make other things complex
Yeah.
and make you think.
Absolutely. Yep. There's a lot more world building we could get into also, but I think maybe I'll slim it down to one more thing. It's just
Mhm.
like the pyramid
Yes,
scheme.
let's talk about that.
Yeah. I thought it was really interesting that like the top three was like religion, military, and oh my gosh, what was the third one? Why am I blanking?
Governance.
Governance. For some reason, like that three pairing at the top, sharing the top
Mhm.
was interesting to me. I'm surprised that, like, religion had, like, power, like, equal amount of power as the other 2. I
Mhm.
thought that was fascinating. In the way that obviously the conflict in the very end was, like, these 3 big parties at the top were struggling with power, especially now that
Mhm.
the entire world was conquered and the military was
Yeah.
kinda holding on to the power. I thought the political scheme of
Mhm.
the Catenan society was very cool.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Maybe I misunderstood. I thought that there was one pyramid for each of those.
There is.
Okay. I thought
Yeah.
you meant they were all sharing, like, the top of one pyramid. No,
No,
no, but
it's
you
just
mean there's,
like
like, one pyramid for each
they're just
structure
like
or component?
yeah, it's just like there's no like president, there's no whatever.
Yeah, okay.
It's
Yes.
religion, military, and governance all on
Yes.
the
With shared
same.
power or, like,
Yes.
different responsibility
Yeah.
and authority, but shared, like, power level.
Yes, exactly. But the issue is now is that their
Mhm.
power balance is their checks and balances off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah.
I agree. I thought the whole concept of the pyramid from, like, the octavi up was interesting, especially the way that will is seated to each level and how there's, like, math that I could if I wanted to, but I don't. Math that I could learn, like, calculations
Yeah.
for how much will a sexty would possess
Mhm.
based on how many people cede will to him.
Uh-huh.
I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah.
Like, I really liked the intricacy of that.
Yeah, it comes back to more of a sci-fi type of feel to it, like the
Mhm.
mathematics behind it.
Yeah,
It's cool.
totally. I
Mhm.
agree. It feels very similar to, like, Blood Over Brighthaven in the sense that, like, technological magic,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
100% great. Love the world building. I
Mhm.
am anxious to see in a couple weeks if we will get more information about those things um as Vis learns more, or if that's just something that we're gonna have to deal with not really ever having an answer to.
What?
Just like what will is
Oh,
and
yeah. I hope not. That better be addressed. That'd be so frustrating as a reader.
another thing that like was also kind of confusing, it's like how they discovered will. Like
Yes.
the world literally apparently restarted from scratch.
Mhm.
There's no like living documentation post
Mhm.
or pre 300 years ago or whatever it
Yeah,
was.
the catalysm. Wait,
Cataclysm.
cataclysm. That's what it
Um,
is.
so I'm just like confused about the history of Catenan like technology, I guess.
Yes. It's all basically just being reused.
Yeah, and when the hierarchy actually started, like when the was it that all these nations were formed and then the hierarchy like 100 years into post cataclysm like, started and then started conquering like, I don't know. I wish I had a
Yeah.
history book of the Catenan Empire or whatever.
Yeah.
That'd be
Yeah.
nice. Okay.
We'll see. We'll see.
Shall we dive into plot?
We shall.
Oh, there's
So
a
much.
ton,
So much.
a ton of plot.
Yeah. We barely
Um,
even chipped the tip of the pyramid, if you will.
sorry, that was stupid.
um, but yeah, let's start with this as an orphan
Okay.
or in the prison. Great hook, in my opinion.
Dude, crazy good hook.
Yeah. I didn't know what the heck was going on during that little game.
No, me either.
And super random side note, I love how the game tied in later.
Oh,
Yeah,
100%.
I loved that. But
Chess king.
yeah. Chess king. This would be a chess king, yeah.
Mhm. I know that this is getting into character, and I'm going to make another comparison to Red Rising. One of the things that I disliked about, and I can make this a generalization. One of the things I don't like about some characters, in particular Darrow from Red Rising, at the beginning at least, was that there was no explanation for why the hell he was so good at everything.
Mhm.
Like, he was just good at everything for
Yeah.
no reason. This person who started out, like, totally uneducated,
Yeah.
like, should have no reason to be as good as he was or have the ego that he did,
Mhm.
was just apparently naturally incredible.
Yeah, genetically modified is
Yeah.
what it was, I guess.
Yeah, but, like, the brain too. Like,
Yeah.
he was smart for no reason. Like, he
Yeah.
had no business being that smart
Mhm.
with his background.
Mhm.
Um, but Vis had a solid backstory for being the foundation of why he was so awesome.
Yeah.
He was a prince. Like, he had all this training and all this tutoring.
Uh-huh.
And, like, every time Vis did something that was like, oh, heck yeah, you crazy dog, like, it was all because he had a backstory that actually supported him being
Uh-huh.
good at those things.
Uh-huh.
That was so nice.
Yes.
I didn't have to be mad at him
Yes,
for
for being
being
good at
good.
everything.
Yeah.
I have seen people though be angry though that he is still good at everything.
Yeah.
But
But at least there's a
there's a
reason,
reason. Yeah, there is a reason.
which is nice.
And I
Like,
accept that reason.
I do too.
Yeah.
'Cause it makes sense. It's
Yeah.
not just, like, out of nowhere.
Mhm.
Um,
I
anyways, I know
Yeah.
I know that I went character focused for a second, but
But I think that's relevant in plot
yeah.
too.
Anyways, starting at
The prison?
the prison, or
Yeah.
just let's talk about everything up until he leaves with Ulquiskor.
Yeah.
I thought the sappers being an introduction or our first lesson into will was really dark and interesting, and I think that's
Mhm.
why it was such a good hook.
Yeah.
Because you have, like, no idea what that even means,
Yeah.
but it's super creepy and, like, obviously something very sad, but you don't really know why.
Yeah.
It keeps the intrigue and you're like, "I have to know why this is such a, like, horrible place."
Mhm.
Um, and then also the fact that I don't remember his name, but the other jailer,
Mhm.
like, was losing his mind just from being in proximity to them
Yeah.
was super weird.
Yeah. Yeah. It was also a very interesting high stakes introduction into the like hierarchy too.
Mhm.
With what did Olkiskor come in as? Like a sexty or
He came in
something?
as a sexty, but he's
Yeah.
actually a Quintus.
And this the power difference
Mhm.
already where you're like, oh, who is this important man?
Mhm.
And you kind of see the social structures
Mhm.
already, and it's like kind of intense.
Mhm.
Um, and right off the bat, you get this being a complete like
Baddie.
badass, like knowing two languages, like
No, literally.
being stellar at this fantasy game.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Being able to be at the prison for, like, 2
Hmm.
years or whatever it was,
Yeah, unaffected by the sappers and yeah,
yeah, he's immediately interesting,
immediately.
like, right off the bat.
Mhm.
Has your attention from page 1.
Mhm.
I do wish kind of that I had gone back and read that first scene, with Olkiskor in the prison and not interrogating, talking to that guy,
Mhm.
on the sapper,
Yeah.
because I just feel like I wish I had paid more attention to what they said,
Yeah.
but I was like, "This makes no sense to
Uh-huh.
me." Um, so maybe I'll go back and read that scene later.
Yeah, I'll go back and reread it too. I'm glad that scene was actually very intentional. Like we really hit the ground running if you look at it.
Mhm. No,
Like
really.
really from
It
the
dove
start.
straight in. It
Yeah.
felt like it wasn't.
Yeah, it felt like a slow kind of build
It
up, but it
did.
wasn't.
It did. Um,
There again, James Islington being very intentional with his
mhm.
screen time.
No, truly.
Yeah.
Okay, well, moving on to
I think like his like fighting and like adoption center.
mhm.
These kind of two settings kind of blend into one for me.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, obviously, we get a big introduction to Vis's character about his humility, first of all,
Mhm.
like being able to go out there and fight butt naked.
No,
Yeah,
literally.
like his intelligence, first of all.
Mhm. His
Here,
anger.
yeah,
Mhm.
here's another example of like him barely giving you a clue about what's about to happen. With like, oh, he could use will to grab my clothes. You're like, what?
Yeah.
What does that even mean? And then he
Mhm.
shows up butt naked out on the floor, and you're like, whoa, what?
Yeah, he strips down.
Yeah. And then same with like in the crowd there being a woman that's like watching him and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like thinking about it like, wow, like there's not a single thing in this book that happened that
It
wasn't
wasn't
important.
intentional.
Yeah.
Yeah. That wasn't, like, moving the plot along without you having absolutely 0 clue that it was
Yeah.
happening.
Like if I were to reread this book, like I would have highlighted so much more like Easter eggs. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I
Can you imagine
wonder.
how much is hidden in this book that we just don't see yet?
Well, that's what you know how when you do a reread, you're always finding new things? I bet
Yeah.
you $1,000,000 if I reread this right now, I would see 10 times more than I
Yeah.
actually did.
Yeah, literally.
I personally didn't find this first chunk of the book, like, while the hook was really good and I knew that I was invested,
Mhm.
I didn't really find it, like, all that interesting.
Yeah.
Um, which I don't think it's meant to be the most intriguing part of the book, but I did get bored a couple of times
Mhm.
up for maybe for the first 10 to 15%. Like, I wouldn't say it was until they got on the transvect that
Mhm.
I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
cool."
Yeah. Cuz there wasn't really like any action.
Yeah.
We weren't really like hitting the ground running, if you know what I
Yeah.
mean. Like it
And
was
you don't
calm.
know what Score really wants from him yet.
Yeah.
You don't even know that until the academy.
Yeah.
So, it's you're kinda just, like, on your toes, like, waiting for something to happen, kinda
Mhm.
like, when is it when am I gonna figure out why I'm here?
Yeah.
So,
I do think that being said though, while the beginning was just a kind of sitting and waiting game, we learned a lot
mhm,
about this,
yeah,
obviously. You know, his year alone
yeah,
as an orphan and whatnot. Um, and we learn a lot about Score in that moment too, when he comes to the orphanage,
I agree.
and then his intelligence. Kid's so smart.
I think we learn like, you get to see a lot of Vis's personality.
Yeah.
Like, you get to learn what motivates him,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, family, loyalty to his country,
Mm-hmm.
um, grief, his his motivation to find a way to not cede, um, you know,
Mm-hmm.
the things that he will do in order to achieve that goal obviously was
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
His anger towards the Anguis, is that what it was? Anguis? The rebel group?
Oh yeah.
Is it Anguis? Is that how it's pronounced?
Anguis. Yes.
Anguis?
Anguis. Anguis is ringing a bell. That sounds right.
Okay, well, if I say it wrong, I say it wrong. Um, but his dislike of the organization because of, like, things that he's witnessed in the wild, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that that's the biggest purpose that first chunk provided for me was that you get, like, a lot of you get to see a lot of, like, character intimacy, if you will, like,
Mm-hmm.
see inside his head a lot more before there's more dialogue, before
Mm-hmm.
there's more, like, him experiencing new things that takes up his attention and therefore your attention,
Yeah.
his meeting new people,
Mm-hmm.
um,
You
so
get a
I
baseline of him. A
yeah,
baseline Vis.
exactly,
Mm-hmm.
and that allows you to see, like, how much he'll grow.
Yeah.
So even though it was a little bit, like, a little bit longer than I would have liked, I think I understand its function.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah. Even like to me, probably the most boring part was the fight. Even then, I'm like, wow, I can see exactly why that was important to see because he has to have like a background in like fighting.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It was just a setup for. things in the future. But as I said, I kind of
Mhm.
like that because I know that he actually did have that experience that would lend him to be good
Mhm.
at these things. That's a lifetime of training or like several years of experience that
Mhm.
get him there rather than a training montage of 6 months. So,
Yep, exactly.
okay. On to what will we say the second chunk is?
The
From when he gets on the
transvect.
transvect to when he goes to the academy?
Pretty much. I will say I have not felt more confused than I did when we saw the transvect. I'm like, "What is this?" Thank goodness for the new book covers, because then
No,
otherwise I would have no idea what to picture it as.
exactly.
I'm like, "How is this thing ginormous, but, like, we're just in this little room?" Like, what
Yeah.
else is in here? Wheat is
I
what they
imagined
were
it kind
saying?
of being like a ship in the sky,
Yeah.
like a big cargo ship, but
Yeah,
in the air.
but, like, it being so huge,
Mhm.
but them just being in this one room was really confusing me. Every time they were in a transvect, that would just boggle my mind.
What do you mean? Like they went into a cabin of sorts.
Yeah, but it was just like this room, like with like couches and stuff and windows.
Oh, I thought that they were like train cars almost. That they were little rooms.
Oh,
Maybe I'm totally off
I was
though.
picturing like kind of
A
like a
lot.
hotel lounge kind of thing.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe we're both right. Maybe there's both.
I don't know.
Huh.
Very hard to picture
I do
though.
know that when Olkiskor and him are on the transvect, that they're in a private space.
Yeah.
I do know that. So maybe it's a mix of both. Maybe in some cases they were in a private cabin, and then in other instances they were in a common area.
Yeah, maybe.
No, I agree though. If it wasn't for the new book covers, would have no idea what to picture
Yeah.
at all.
Thank goodness for that,
It's like
right?
this big floating block.
Just kind of like Minecraft.
No, literally. Actually, that's pretty accurate. I
Yeah.
mean, looking at it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a stone cast.
Mhm.
But yeah, the transvect was very difficult to picture in my mind at first,
Yeah.
which a lot of this technology was. Any technology that used will, I could make a guess. Like for example, like there was one part where like barrels were moving themselves down the street or something, or like cars, like little cars.
Mhm. Mhm.
But things like a transvect, where you're like, oh, will of X amount of people are
Mhm.
what anchors this to this giant
Yeah.
obelisk.
Yeah.
Um, and you're like, what? And you never really come to understand that, but I came to accept it because I had to.
Exactly. I
I
just
just had
accepted the
to.
fact that I would not understand it, but I could try to picture it in my head.
Yeah.
That I got to that point too.
Yeah.
Whereas like frankly, I'm not even going to try.
Yeah.
I'm just going to accept it.
Mhm.
No, that's a really good point. I
Mhm.
felt that way also with like the medallions and
Yeah.
like the tracking devices. I was like
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yep.
Okay, so that first thing that happens is the Anguis take down. Do they take it down? They take down the transvect in
Yeah,
the
they
middle
shoot
of
it
the
down.
forest.
Yep.
And that's when we get our first introduction to sedotia.
Mhm.
And the first introduction to like the Anguis on a personal level at all.
Uh-huh. This part was like what I was like, "Ooh, action. Let's go. This
No,
is
it
intense."
was actually at the perfect moment
Yes.
too.
And I'm gonna kind of jump into a very niche point here, but during the scene when they're both outside the transvect in the little clearing or whatever, Olkiskor throws something into the grass before he steps out to confront the people. Do you remember this?
Uh-huh. I know exactly what you're talking about.
What was that thing? Because it was never talked about again, and I have to know. What was that?
And he left it
He
there.
left it there with all these will imbue different things
It
and
has to be some
whatever.
kind of device.
Yeah. I
Maybe it's
kept
whatever he used to blow up that guy's head.
I thought he just used will in his mind.
But like that's another thing. I'm like, how do you do like is that just
Yeah.
because he's so powerful, he has so much will seated to him that he has the ability to manipulate objects he's not
I don't
even
know.
touching? Like mind-boggling. That's a really good point though.
Yeah. I
I wonder if that's an Easter egg that we could explore in Reddit.
maybe because I saw a TikTok of Brandon Sanderson recently explaining the phenomenon of like if an author introduced this like very random out of pocket thing, I think he described it as kind of like a monkey on the street or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you barely mention like, oh yeah, me and my friend were walking in the street and oh we saw this monkey in the window and then we were talking about this, like no, the reader's gonna keep thinking about the monkey in the window.
Mm.
That was me. Like I could not stop thinking about what was that thing that he threw and why. And I kept thinking about like, oh my gosh, this is how this is gonna be found out. This is gonna be how this is found out. Is because it was a listening device or something. Like I have no idea what it
Oh,
was.
honestly,
We have no idea. We have no idea.
that's really interesting. I did think about it when he threw it out. I was like, wonder what that was, but it didn't stick with me for very long.
Yeah. Cause again, you have no idea what the heck Will can do.
Mm-hmm.
Really. What are the limits?
Mm-hmm. I just got really sad.
Why? Oh no.
I don't know why that made me think of him.
Everything makes me think of him.
No, I know.
Yeah. Especially a rock. Anywho.
I thought it was very interesting how easily he went along with sedotia manipulating him,
Yeah.
you know? Like he's been manipulated twice within the past like 3 chapters.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah.
without knowing what either party
Once
wants.
from him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just like, "Okay.
He doesn't have a choice.
Yeah, I guess
It is
not."
what it is. Like, oh my gosh. Sedotia slash what was her real name again?
Relucia.
Relucia. Oh, she made my blood boil. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I
she
was
made
like,
me
get your
angry.
freaking paws off this, bro. You're making me mad. You're pissing me off, Robert. Like, it's
Right.
making me mad. Do you know who that is? Do you know the Marcus meme?
That's so funny.
Oh my gosh, she was making me so angry.
I won't lie though, I did not see that coming at all.
At all.
I was like,
Huh?
when Vis was like speechless and like could not get his composure back for like 5 minutes after seeing her, I felt the exact same
Yeah.
way. I was like, huh? Like Okiskor's wife? What?
Yeah.
Like I knew there was gonna be something up with her, but I thought it was just because Okiskor hated her.
Yeah. Yes. Oh my gosh. So many layers to that. Like, what?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, she was the hateable character.
Yeah. It's not that I didn't like her as a character. It's just like, ooh, she made my blood boil. She did
Yeah,
exactly
she
what she was
riled you
written
up.
for. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, it just made me so mad for Vis.
I did too. Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
Oh.
Especially like later on in the book, every interaction she had with him, like I think got worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh, you sneaky little.
She manipulated him so much in the way that she made him like not feel special
Yeah.
in a way. I don't know.
It's like I even wrote this as one of my, I think this was my first like Goodreads update. I was like, I hope Ulk and Viz are friends forever because it just was set up to make my
Mhm.
heart kind of get attached to Okiskor
I
for some
agree.
reason. Like he's this very intelligent, like wealthy man that is taking him in and he wants to educate him and it feels kind of fatherly.
It felt like he was taking him under his wing.
Yes. And until you kind of see Okiskor's unhinged side, you do kind of feel like a fatherly presence from him.
I
You're like,
agree.
oh my gosh, I want you guys to be besties.
Yeah, I want Vis to eventually like confide in him
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. And I wanted that from the maternal side also, but then immediately that just like stabs you in the back, like, no, you don't
Yeah.
get that actually.
Yeah.
And then Okiskor just becomes more increasingly
Yeah.
unhinged
Oh my gosh,
too.
we end this book and Vis has nobody.
Yeah.
I just realized that. Like
Mhm.
he has literally nobody.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. We'll get into that.
I mean, I do have anything else about to say about the transvect crash?
Obviously we get to the school. We're
Mhm.
introduced to
Veridius.
Veridius, Amisa,
Belly.
yeah, the trio. Which is interesting. I still don't quite see the significance of him meeting the
I
three
don't
students
either.
at that point. There must be something, but I don't. quite
I just
well.
wonder if it was so that we had some familiarity
Yeah.
character-wise and to, like, maybe instill doubt in those characters because of that weird reaction he has when he leaves the academy.
Yeah,
That's the only thing I can think
perhaps.
of.
Yeah. There may be some layers there.
Mhm.
Yeah. But then we get to the villa.
Well, first of all, I feel like our
Oh.
first impression of Veridius is important.
Oh, yeah. Another like fatherly figure where you're
I
like, "Oh
know.
my gosh, wait, I kind of love him.
Yeah.
Can y'all be friends too?"
He's supposed to be the villain,
Yeah.
but he was too likable
Yeah, very
in,
much.
like, a charming way that made me feel like he just seemed so genuine,
Yeah.
you
He
know?
was written very well. I
He
still don't know.
Yeah.
Like I still don't know if he's a villain or not. Like,
Yeah, same.
yeah.
But I feel right now, like, at the end of the book, I feel like he might not be.
Yeah, same. I think that Verdius got caught up in something maybe that he just quite literally is caught between like a rock and a hard place. He can't talk about it. And
Mhm.
Oki score is just kind of like a little bit crazy.
Oh, that's how I feel too.
Yeah.
I also will say I think that Veridius, like, I mean, he even told Vis a million times, like, I know that Olkiskor has ulterior motives for putting you in the academy.
Yeah.
And he's like, I just want you to know that you don't have to do like what he's saying, like you're safe here and I'll protect you from him if it comes down to that. And therefore, like it made what Vis was doing and like all of his expeditions feel even more dangerous, like in more, oh shoot, what if I get caught?
Yeah.
I think that Verdius manipulated those feelings. I think that if Verdius had never addressed it, like, okay, I think that Verdius addressed it because he wanted to push uh Vis into looking for the ruins because they needed people to try going through.
That's true. Yeah.
So like to me it felt like maybe Veridius actually manipulated that to his advantage because you can see from the first scene or like his first interactions in the academy, like it turns out that Veridius manipulated the situation to have Vis punch Eden by making Calidus a target because Veridius is the one that told Eden to attack or like to provoke Calidus.
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like Veridius manipulated, like, basically got what he wanted,
Yeah.
you know?
Yep.
So I feel like that's like my impression of Veridius from the beginning was charming, but I'm wary of him, you know?
Mm-hmm. You still don't really know what Lucium and Obitium are all about. So like you're kind of questioning why are you allowing Vis to get away with climbing over the wall? And because there's no way Vis would have gotten away with that, right?
I agree.
So you're kind of you wonder why he would allow that. Like what are his ulterior motives? Because they're there,
Mhm.
but also he's giving off this very kind, gentle,
Yeah. Caring,
caring
genuine, like,
demeanor.
yeah,
So I
I
know
agree.
we're kind of jumping ahead here, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, while he's at the academy, he finds out the reason why Olkiskor is having him even like
Mm-hmm.
be a student.
Yeah, Sierra.
Which is super interesting because Olkiskor makes it sound like this is a thing that military wants. He kind of makes it sound like it's more important than it actually is, that
Yeah.
it's less self-motivated,
Mm-hmm.
and more like driven by government.
Mm-hmm.
Less espionage for military than it is actually just for Oki score.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I don't really have anything else on that first visit to the academy.
Yeah, me neither.
Okay.
Then we get to Lanistia.
Yeah,
I love
I
her.
do too.
Yeah. Yeah,
I hope that he's like able to confide in her
me too.
someday.
She's so big sister energy.
Mhm.
Why did James Islington make like every older character like so maternal or like paternal, like cozy? I want to confide in you energy because
Mhm.
it worked and it made me love all of them.
But I know that there's just gonna be something that goes wrong, and
Exactly.
Like, I just know that Score's relationship is gonna sour,
Yeah,
like,
which hurts.
it does.
Lanistia, maybe, I feel like there's hope there. I feel like
I do
there's a
too.
lifeline,
I do
but
too.
I'm scared. Yeah, the entire kinda training montage. This is, like, the training
It
montage, I
is the
feel,
training montage
even though
for
it's
sure.
mostly, like, education. I think this part had boring moments because 'cause you're kind of in a limbo, but also it was very fascinating, again, I come back to the, like, interview grilling that Lancia
Mhm.
does to this about, like, "What is will? What can you do with it? How do you use it in this scenario?" You're like, "What the heck?"
Mhm.
These are very intelligent questions, and I don't know how they're intelligent because I don't know how will works, but it sounds cool.
Yeah, also the way that Lanistia is able to see,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
like, that
Yeah.
seems extremely advanced.
Very.
Super weird.
And you're like, how much will yeah, crazy.
I also really liked that you're able to get an introduction to the labyrinth before he's at the academy.
Mhm.
Um, I just it gave me more time to be able to process what exactly was happening with it. I think that if
Yeah.
I had realized or been introduced to that when he was experiencing it for the first time at the academy, I would have been like, "What the heck?"
Yeah.
Like, I needed to be eased into that too.
Mhm.
Um,
Yep.
so I thought that was
Another
cool.
yeah, another thing that I still never really quite understood the mechanisms of, but slowly but surely with every time he did the labyrinth, like, I got more used to it, and I think I got a better picture at the
Sa
end.
100%, me
Yeah.
too.
I think that mechanism worked very well, like, easing us into it.
Mhm. Especially since it was such an important, like,
Yeah.
plot point.
Yeah.
Um, I don't remember his name, but, like, the servant, I don't
I can't remember his name
but I really
either.
liked him too in the
Yeah.
end.
Yet
Um,
again, another, like, nice older
I
character where
know.
I'm like,
Well, and it makes
"Uh"
you kind of struggle the same way Vis does with, like, these are people,
Yeah.
and, like, they are such seemingly good people that
Mhm.
do bad things.
Yeah.
I think that like, attachments that the reader and Vis forms with these people who are supposed to be his enemies, like, they are his enemies,
Mm.
right? So
What's weird though is like I feel like I got a deeper attachment to like Score and Veridius and all of them more so than Vis did. I think Vis like grew an attachment to Lanistia. But like why am I so attached to these older characters and Vis is kind of like looking over his shoulder still.
I think that advice that is or, like, that what his dad told him about, like, true bonds can't be formed without trust or, like, can't be formed under lies. Like, I think that he takes that a lot more to heart than I
Mm.
do.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Um, yeah, I guess from the training montage, we go to his first visit to Caten, or is that what it
Yes.
is?
Catan
Caten
with
for the
a
naumachia or
yes. With uh
Equa.
Equa. I was about to
Mhm.
say Aqua.
Yeah.
Equa.
Equa was such, like, an interesting character at
She
the beginning. I was
really
like, "This
was.
bitch, I hate her.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah,
annoying."
stuck up little.
Yeah. No, literally.
Yeah.
Um,
We were scared of her too.
I was too.
Yeah.
I was like, "She's scary
Yeah.
and mean."
Yeah.
The scene at the naumachia, I think it was at the arena. Well,
Naumachia?
naumachia?
Naum Nauma something.
Yeah.
Okay.
At
Nauma
the
something. Too
arena.
many words.
That was so interesting.
Very.
And I feel like the technology that um his name was technically like Esteban, but I can't remember the name that he goes by at the leader of the
Oh,
Anglais,
yeah, I can't remember either.
but his real name is Esteban.
Uh-huh.
The technology that he's using to literally make people like puff into nothing, blood mist almost.
Yeah.
Like I feel like we get introduced to that, like we know that that exists.
Uh-huh.
You know, Vis experiences it and is horrified by it. And then Esteban, like, also drops that bomb that, like, your family knows what this is. Like, this is a part of your family's history.
Mhm. And you
But
also
then we
get
don't think
the
about it for the rest of the book.
yeah. And you're not really allowed to either, like, you're not given any time to, because you don't know what it will you don't know what will is. It all goes back to, like, you don't even know
Yeah.
what will is, and, like, you get the inkling, like, "Okay, now that I kinda understand a little bit more about will, this must be pre."
Yeah, it definitely is not
um,
something that's driven by will, I don't think. Or do you think it
it
was?
I think it's an aspect of will that was pre, what is it, cataclysm?
Cataclysm.
Cataclysm? Yeah, it's pre-cataclysm somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a form of will that they don't use
That they don't know
nowadays. Yeah,
yet.
that they don't know about.
Yeah.
Same kind of magic that's happening down in the ruins, like, that kinda thing.
Yeah, like, and then how he when he touches the leader, he, like, has this weird
Vision of, like, the
vision.
pyramid and
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, like, when I take into account all of the stuff at the end alone
Yeah.
and how that's going to be addressed in book 2, and then there's these things that happen in book 1 that you know are important, but we're in, like, part 1
Yeah.
that just what?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's so
Oh my
much.
gosh. I know I'm really jumping ahead here, but do you remember when they showed those pictures?
Yes, yeah, that's yeah.
Oh, this chills I
Yeah,
got down my
that was
spine.
spooky.
That was very spooky.
Also, like, why did they need his blood?
Yeah.
Like, I have all these
I have all these
questions. I
questions.
should write these down,
No, really. We
and
should
I
start a Reddit thread.
no, we should. All the questions I have about the Will of the Many, and bingo if they're gonna get addressed or
Yeah,
not. I
literally.
should make a bingo card.
Literally. Um, no, this moment in the arena is so critical, and you have no idea what the frick is going on.
Yeah.
So many different elements, like the vision, the magic, Esteban as in general, of, like, how did he get involved in
Mhm.
this?
Yeah,
You know,
I don't know.
you
Like,
just don't
will we
know.
ever know?
Yeah, and the very much the fact that um Relucia was okay with him dying. He was okay with him dying.
Yeah, he killed himself.
Who else knows about this magic
Mhm.
or whatever? Oh my gosh. Is it even magic? I don't know.
It's very hard to tell how important Relucia was,
Yes.
too. Like, when she speaks to Vis and when she, like, presents Vis to, Esteban or, like, the leader, um, it comes off as she's a very important player
Mhm.
in the Anguis, but then we find out later on from a character who knows who that guy is, that apparently she's just a small piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I wish we had more background on Relucia. Like, I know she grew up in, like, a more rich family, and she's a sexty, right?
mhm.
Or septimi? I don't can't remember.
No, I think she's sexy.
Sexty. And she has this, like, faraway job that nobody knows. Like, I wish we had more background on, like,
Mhm.
how she got into the Anguis and, like,
I do too.
got involved.
I think I'm going to be in the end very dissatisfied for how many questions like don't get answered.
Yeah,
But at the
I'm
same time, James makes a very intentional point to for Vis to ask these questions, like for these questions to come out of Vis's mouth.
yep.
So that makes me think that they're important too,
Yeah.
because why else would we like why would he gloss over it not to
Yeah.
bring it up later?
They're not plot holes. Yeah,
No.
like, they're yeah.
No, I mean, and he's proven to me that things that he has done in the first part of the book were not plot holes.
Yeah.
Like that he intentionally places
Intentional.
everything everywhere.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. This entire book is a cliffhanger. Like, literally, start to
No, I
finish.
mean seriously. Nothing don't know anything anymore.
Yeah.
I feel so
Literally.
lost
Yeah.
and helpless and afraid
Very
and
afraid.
alone.
Yeah.
At least I have you.
In this void.
I know.
Oh gosh. Um, I will say, we out of the arena, we get this character, um, the oh my gosh, what do they call him? Connecticus.
Connecticus.
Yes.
Am
It's
am
kind of
I supposed
giving
to know what
Hail Reaper, not gonna lie.
Mm,
But I l- I found this part very interesting that like now all of a sudden this is like a worldwide known
public figure
hero.
almost.
Yes. Um it's very fascinating to me that they decided to do that.
Mhm.
I don't know why. This is already so cool. And like the reader's head, like he's a secret prince, like he's
Mhm.
smart as heck, whatever. And then he's like Connecticus on top of it. I don't know. It just
Yeah,
I loved Vis's character.
I do
I know
too.
we're not really in character right now, but
Yeah.
I don't know, the Connecticus added just like a whole element of like, whoo, yeah.
Yeah.
Like this is
Made him
cool.
even cooler.
Yeah.
I also thought it was interesting that I'm supposed to know what a Connecticus is. Like, it obviously had some kind of cultural significance.
I think it's just a play on words, yeah? Caten, he's Catenicus.
You think so?
I think
I thought it was
so.
Connecticut.
Catenicus.
Yeah.
Connecticus? Oh
Maybe
gosh,
no.
potato potato. Catenicus.
Yeah, it is Connecticus. Maybe you're probably right. It just the way that it was phrased sometimes in the book itself, like made it sound like it was a title that is like commonly used for heroes, not something that they just made up just for him.
Yeah.
I thought that the whole arena scene was like very creepy and gory and gross, and I was like,
Mhm.
ugh.
Yeah, very creepy.
Yeah, super creepy. I was like, this is like I didn't want to read that at night.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
spooky.
That's why, like, I don't even know whether to call it a magic system or what because it feels so sci-fi, supernatural, and just
Mhm.
creepy sense.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about a pyramid that's so unsettling
Mm.
to
Mhm.
me.
No, I agree.
It's giving like House of
That's what
Anubis.
I was just about to say.
That I loved that show as a kid, but it creeped me out
Like, no,
too.
same. Like cultish a little
Cultish,
bit.
like witchy, creepy kind
Yeah.
of.
I mean, and you definitely get that in this
Yeah.
book. There's a lot of creepiness to
Yeah.
it.
If you would just like look at the cover, the strength of the view too, like
Oh, I would never know.
the flying. Oh, ah, creepy,
Mhm.
spooky season.
Spooky, creepy.
Anywho,
Um, okay, so after the arena, I mean, he saves Iqua and then he goes back.
proves
He
himself to be like the best liar of all time.
Yeah, he has this moral dilemma about whether or not he should kill the Anguist leader. He does it.
Mm-hmm.
He goes back. I don't really feel like he struggles with that decision like post that
Yeah.
much. He's all of a sudden a hero.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty shortly after that, he goes to the academy, does he not?
Yeah, we get the training montage, and then he's off.
We're introduced to Calidus very early on, and it looks like they're not going to have a good relationship,
Yeah.
that they are not going to be buddies.
Mm-mm.
We're introduced to Eden. It
Mm-hmm.
also looks like they're not going to be buddies.
Yep.
Um, and it's very obvious that like the class dynamic is going to shape like his academy experience.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really understand that going into it. Like they would say, "Oh, Equa's class 4."
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't really know what that meant
Yeah.
until he got to the academy, and
Yeah.
like that's when I really understood what happens within the walls of the academy, if that makes
Mm-hmm.
sense.
Yeah. It's a very competitive
Mhm.
environment. And boy, does Vis set like the worst first impression.
Mhm.
I feel like that is where you kind of meet Vis's like one and only character flaw, which is like he's not good with people,
Yeah.
not good with friends.
Yeah.
And you kind of wonder why, because like Vis is a very likable personality. He had friends, like he had a friend at the prison, for example. Like he's not friendless.
I think because he like his circumstances for the past 3 years, like since his family died, is like very isolated.
Mm-hmm.
It's very alone, like no companionship, nobody that he could trust.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and now he's in a situation with a lot of pressure from Okiskor and the Anguis to like perform. Like he has a mission.
Mm-hmm.
He's not there to make friends.
Yeah.
right? Like, that's something that I think just happens, like, organically without it being intentional on his part. I think that's why he's not good with the people at the academy from the get-go is because he's trying to put on a face, he's lying through his teeth, like,
Mhm.
he's not trying to let anybody close enough to even get a chance or a whiff of what he's doing.
Mhm. I think we also kind of how old is Vis?
He's
8,
17.
17? Okay. I was gonna say we kind of see, I think, just like classic teenage like angst
Mhm.
here and like anger issues.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of what it boils down to also is like he's just a very angry person.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, he has a
Um
lot of reasons to be
to be
angry.
angry,
He has
yeah.
an anger problem.
Yeah, he does. And again, like I feel like this is kind of like his only flaw,
Mhm.
like his anger and inability to make friends.
Yeah.
Which is interesting to me.
I think he also had a lot of, like, circumstances against him, though. For
Yeah.
example, like, the class separation didn't really allow him to connect with any of the people in the classes above him.
Or below.
Also, Iroh basically pits the whole entire school against him.
Yeah.
Um, so I think that the odds were not like the conditions were not in his favor to begin
Yeah, like
with.
ever.
And then he had reasons for not wanting to like make friends anyways. He
Mhm.
was there for a reason.
Mhm.
So,
And like all the reasons why we love this and being so smart and basically good at everything is also why everybody hates him. Like
mhm.
people hate that he's Catenicus. Like people despise that he's this like,
Mhm.
prodigy. Like people hate that.
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't know if you've like thought about that a lot. It's just like that.
Not really.
This is like his one thing that like
Yeah.
the only thing he's bad at.
Yeah.
People.
Mhm.
He's bad at people.
No, I didn't really put that together to be honest. I mean, definitely his anger management issues. Like
Yeah.
for sure that was a problem for him many times.
Mhm.
It's funny because he has anger issues, but his anger is not a motivator for him. It, like,
Yes, he's
causes
very
him to make
reserved.
irrational choices and
Uh-huh.
decisions, but when it comes to, like, for example, not working with the Anguis, like, his anger towards the hierarchy for causing his family's death, um, for killing his parents and his sisters was not enough,
Mhm.
you know?
He was resigned to it.
Yeah.
He had that one like hard stop like no, I'm not going to do the Aurora Columna. He's not going to cede.
Mhm.
But other than that, that was the only line he drew.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that was more of a way of protecting himself rather than, like, a motivator for,
Uh-huh.
like, to take action.
Mhm. And I hate to compare again to Red Rising, but like that was so similar to Darrow.
Really?
Being resigned to his status, being resigned to there's nothing I can do about it. I
I
can
thought it
only
was the opposite.
really
Mhm. I thought it was the exact opposite because Darrow, like oh,
in
yes,
the beginning, Darrow didn't want to fight back.
what is her name? Io. Yeah, Io forces his hand,
Mhm.
but very quickly Darrow, like, fully hops on board. Like, Io is his guiding, like, light in this situation even when he's at the institution, but,
Uh-huh.
like, he his, like, really burning anger is still a great motivator for him to, like, take part in it.
Mm.
I think that, the only reason why Vis is even following along with anything that Relucia asks of him is because she's like, "I'll effing kill you
Yeah.
if you don't do it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need you. You're just one of my many pieces on the board that you're one of my options."
Mhm.
You know? Nobody in, nobody in Sons of Ares or whatever was threatening Darrow's life if he didn't follow through.
That's true. Yeah.
So
That is true.
I think that Vis has the potential to let his like anger towards the hierarchy going into book 2 like be a strong motivator for him in all of the decisions and like actions that he's going to take from this point on.
Mhm.
But I don't think that it's his biggest motivator in book 1. I
Okay,
think
yeah.
self-preservation and honestly selfishness is his motivator.
I agree. You're right.
His desire not to cede.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
But I do think that he has a temper.
Mhm.
He also has a sense of humor. I like that guy.
I love this,
I do
dude.
too.
Great character.
Yeah.
Also, super side note, but I didn't get to mention this earlier. I freaking love the narrator for the audiobook. I think
Mm.
his name is Ian Morton. Ewan Morton?
Mm.
I don't know what made me like this. I think I just genuinely liked his voice,
Mhm.
frankly. Like, I just liked
He had a
it.
good voice.
He did.
I liked
It
the way
fit
that he
Vis,
did
too.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was gonna say. I think his narration for Vis was like spot on for
Yeah.
what I envisioned Vis's character to be like.
Absolutely, yep.
So,
Yep. I'm glad we had that little deep dive into Vis's character there.
mhm.
That was good. You made me think of one thing, but I just thought about the fact that like you mentioned Relucia has like a, you know, gun to
Mhm.
the back of Vis's head or whatever. Eden was sent there for the same purpose, wasn't he? He was also a tool of the Anguis.
I don't think so.
You don't think? I can't remember. I'm
So
blanking.
his backstory is that
His
um
entire village.
his entire village basically kills themselves,
Yes,
except some of them
yes,
when they were attacked. Eden killed 3 Praetorians
and he
and
became
he basically was probably sentenced to a life in the sapper.
yes.
His dad was one that like succumbed or like knelt for uh being taken over
Uh huh.
and decided to take a position in the hierarchy. And when he did that, he negotiated Eden only had to do a year and that he would go to the academy, I
Uh huh.
think. I don't think that we ever figure out though what Veridius offered Eden to
Yes.
partake in the trial.
Yeah.
I was so curious
Me
about.
too.
Like, I literally complained about it to Nolan yesterday. I was like, I'm so frustrated that we don't find that out because
Mhm.
Verdius literally says, yes, like that was great. You should pick people you trust. And then Yeden's explanation to him for why he can't participate is because you wouldn't trust me.
Yeah.
What I was offered would make it so that I would behave in a way that you would not trust me.
And you look at what he offered Calidus,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, whoa,
I
these are
want to know
high
what he offered
stakes.
Equa too.
Yeah. I want to know what everyone was offered.
I know. I feel like Equa and Yuden and probably Amisa are the most important. Well, no, Amisa wouldn't have been offered anything.
Yeah, she was one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anywho,
Ooh,
um,
jumping around a little bit here, but
yeah, I think we can get in now to like what actually happens at the academy. Probably we don't really need to talk about too much him like skipping from 7 to 6 like super fast.
mm-hmm.
I think probably the most noteworthy part there is like when he is a 7 and a 6, his relationship that he builds with Calidus
Mm-hmm.
and learning what he does about the academy and like the people disappearing and dying
Mm-hmm.
from Calidus. Like I feel like that was really significant too. But
Well, one other thing
this
that kind of happens early on is his budding relationship with Amisa. That's one thing.
oh
Yeah.
yeah. His crinkle.
His little crinkle. Yeah. It's so bittersweet, like seeing him be like, I cannot afford to have affections for anybody, but here I
Yeah.
am. It's sweet.
Also how his like dad him. How his dad told him like princes can't have dalliances.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
but dude, you're not a prince anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Hate to break it to you.
Mm-hmm.
Part of me wonders though, like, he still acts like he's a prince. Sometimes he
Mm-hmm.
acts like he is going to like bring his kingdom back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm. I know exactly what you mean.
And but then, later on in the story, when he's back on Seuss,
He, like, accepts that
he
defeat.
accepts that defeat.
Yeah.
But who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
Who
It'd
knows?
be so fun to see that come back,
That would
yeah.
be.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I bringing up Amisa is a good segue, I think, into the means that he has to go to the first ruins site.
Yes.
Um, so maybe we start there.
Yeah.
Another one of those situations where you get to see him kind of form a plan and
Mhm.
he gives you the hints, right? Like
Mhm.
he's like, "Oh, I know that I'm going to use materials like in the barn, I guess it was, the
The
stables."
stables.
So his escape I thought was well planned.
Yeah, it was kind of a happy accident. It was just kinda landing in his lap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lucky him.
Lucky him. Yeah.
His when he goes to the ruins, I don't this is such a random thing, but, like, I'm always was so impressed or kind of been, like, by how easily he was able to keep track of time in his head.
Yeah.
He was always like, 5 minutes have passed, and I'm like, "I barely know when 30 seconds have passed." Like,
This man does not
he's
have
like,
ADHD.
he has a mental clock, like a literally precise mental clock,
Yeah.
because when he goes in, he's like, "I probably have 15 minutes max before, like, the alarm, if there is one, goes off," or
Yeah.
whatever.
Or, like, the amount of time it would take to run from the
Yeah.
school to
I'm like,
here. Again, just,
"Okay."
like, Vis being, like, unbelievably intelligent.
Yeah. For me, I was like, that was awfully convenient that you
Yeah.
just knew how to tell time
Yeah.
literally everywhere,
Yeah.
but maybe that was something he learned to do in his Prince studies, in his
How
Prince
to
tutorship.
manage time.
Yeah, how to
Yeah.
manage my time, how to count in my head for 15 minutes. Um, because he did it all the time when he was
He
running the
did.
labyrinth too.
Always, yeah.
He was like, "Oh, I've been in the labyrinth for 10 minutes." I'm like, "Says who?
Yeah.
Do you have a clock? Are you wearing a watch?" Um,
Man, this first scene into the ruins was ooh,
creepy.
creepy, spooky, crawly.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
Reading it at night, I'm a little bit like,
Yeah, I
oh,
was sitting on the couch with Noel and I was like, "Ooh,
yeah,
that's freaky."
freaky.
I didn't like it,
Mm-mm.
but it was so intriguing.
Yeah, so intriguing.
It was like, I think that maybe kind of the ruins and knowing that they're out there and the buildup that you get from Oki's score and like the mystery surrounding it and like Veridius's involvement, like kind of gave it a spooky quality. It gave it a mysterious quality.
Mm-hmm.
But until we're in the ruins for the first time, I was like not anticipating that level of creepy
Yeah,
at all.
yeah.
Like the bodies and the
The
coffins and
talking,
the eyes,
the
like
green
the green
light.
light. Yeah, I was like, that was freaky. All the
Yeah,
markings on the walls,
yeah,
like I was not
yeah,
expecting that to be as freaky as it was,
yeah.
but it was really creepy.
Very creepy. The whole use of, like, these animated dead bodies is absolutely crazy, like,
In both
creepy.
ruin sites, yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It just makes you wonder the significance of it, like, why do we need dead people to power this supernatural magic, whatever the
Yeah.
heck?
And how are they being animated? Like,
Yeah.
is that use of will? Like, you know how in the
Yeah.
necropolis, like they are able to preserve bodies? Like, is
Yep.
it a similar thing?
Yeah.
What's the point of getting rid of their eyes?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, do I have something to say about the eyes?
okay,
Well, it comes that's the end thing. You know well, should I jump ahead? I don't know.
no.
Yeah, I don't wanna jump ahead.
Mark it. Send me a text that you want to talk about that so we don't forget.
Yeah. I don't know how I could when we talk about the second set of ruins. Yeah, like the bodies. What is that? Why is that necessary? The obsidian swords. Like,
Yes.
why is that necessary? Like, are these people like students? Are they recently dead? Are they old from pre-cataclysm? Like, who are these people?
Yeah. How did they get there?
And what does that message mean? What were they saying again?
Oh, I don't know.
All I know is I could like picture it in my head, like a
No.
thousand voices saying the
Uh
same thing at
huh.
the same time. And I had, like, the run fight or flight instinct go off in my body.
I would throw up.
Oh my
Like, I
gosh.
would walk out of there and just collapse and just throw up. Like,
Yeah.
Vis is like the way that Vis runs away when he's finally like, "Oh, I'm done." He was like, "I can't stand in here a second longer."
Yeah.
When he runs out, it reminds me, have you ever seen Psych,
No.
the TV show? Oh,
No.
okay. Gus and Sean like always run from dead bodies and they like scream at the top of their lungs like girls, and it's really funny, and
Eh.
that's what I imagined Vis like.
Okay, I'm just trying to pull up the part where we're in the tunnels.
What they say.
Yeah. So on the entrance to the passage, there's like the old
Mm-hmm.
Vitusian, I'm
Mm-hmm.
assuming that's how you say it. It says like in trying to become God, they created him. And you're like, oh, okay. What does that mean? And then you go into the room of all the dead bodies and you see Obitium is lost. Do not open the gate. Synchronous is dead. Or is death. Obitium is lost. Do not open the gate. Synchronous is death. And then they just keep saying it over and over and over again. Oh my gosh.
That's so spooky.
Yeah, just like sing it right now. Oh, just like
I have chills.
Obitium is lost. Do not open the gate. Synchronous is death.
Well,
Obitium is lost. Do not open the gate. Synchronous is death.
the way that
Ah!
the way the narrator does it too, where he like does all the different voices.
Yes,
Oh,
stacked. Yeah,
full body
full body
chills.
chills. The map too, that kind of like rises up in the floor.
Yes. I forgot about that part.
Yes. Okay, so the
Mm.
map is like rising up out of the floor. He says, like in his mind, it's Slavagius. The likeness to the island becomes more obvious as sections of the liquid light pull upward, hardening into peaks and troughs, creating possibly detailed mountain ranges, valleys. Lakes and rivers and headlands, individual trees, a topography I'm fairly familiar with from looking out the window of the Curia Doctrina. So he's seeing the island that he's on. Um, Other two pools are forming land masses too. The one on the right seems identical, but as I look closer, I can see that the contours differ. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. There are sloping beaches to the north rather than sheer bluffs. A mountain missing in the west, an entire section of forest cleared in the shadow of a cliff, a small town nestled there. I bet that's Obitium. The one where
Uh-huh.
he goes and he opens the
Yes.
portal and there's
Yeah,
those people
yeah.
speaking their random language. I bet that's what that is. The centermost image differs significantly from the other two. There are no trees, so there are similarities to the landscape in the east. To the west, though, there's nothing but a crater, barren except for an unsettling hovering sphere in its center. To scale, it's the size of a small mountain. I study it in bewilderment, then let my eyes trace the shoreline to the south. It matches the two maps on either side. That's Slavagius too, but utterly destroyed.
I thought Obitius was lost.
Okay, so maybe Obatius is the one that's destroyed, and
Yeah,
Lycium is the one
Lucian.
with the city.
Oh, so freaking good. It's so
Oh,
good.
Obatium is lost. Do not open the gate. Synchronous is death. Synchronous is death makes me. I know we're kind of jumping ahead to the end of the book, but like Synchronous's death makes me think like, does he actually die in either of his copies? Does he die?
I don't think so. Well, you mean like what we've already read so far, is he dead in
Mm.
one of those copies?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the only one I can imagine is the one where he loses his arm.
Yeah. Or is Synchronous's death meaning that he somehow managed to survive coming back out of the labyrinth? I think there's some theories online that like people do not survive the return journey, and so if you reach Obitium and Lucium,
You can't come
you
back.
kill yourself and rest because nobody makes it back out of the labyrinth because those weird zombie people are chasing you.
Well, that's what Crayor says too.
Yeah.
He's like, you have to communicate yourself to wait or you're
Yeah.
gonna die.
Yeah. So maybe that's what the Synchronous's death is referring to.
Maybe.
Yeah. And the other thing that we find out in those tunnels is the.
Well, sorry, before we move on,
Oh, yeah.
Crayor in Res is dead.
Yes.
So maybe you're on to something.
I saw.
Does that mean that Belly is copied?
Yeah. Oh, it's freaky thinking about it. I was talking to Colby. Colby's our brother. Colby suspects that the character that Vis runs into when he's looking for a Misa at the end of, like, the game.
Mhm.
The one that's like, "Oh, we're kin now because you are losing your arm." He thinks that's Siror, because how would he not know that's Siror? He hasn't met him. You're thinking, I don't know if I fully
No,
believe
I
it.
don't
I don't
believe
know
that
it.
because he's seen not a picture, but he knows what Siror looks like. I don't remember how.
I guess maybe he would see kind of like like he would kind of recognize him
I think
from
so.
like knowing Oki score and the parents and stuff. But
Yeah.
that was a theory that our brother had, is that that was Siror. But the other theory is that everybody dies, nobody comes out, but Vis somehow did in rest.
I like that theory. I think that that makes sense
Yeah, I think so
because
too.
even the person who, like, he meets at the labyrinth in the ruins, says once you go in and once you go through the gate, you can't come back. Like,
Mm-hmm.
they literally say that.
Yeah.
So,
It's kind of where we have to like jump back and forth to connect these theories. Um,
yeah, sorry that we're skipping all over the place.
it's kind of hard not to at this
It really
point because you
is.
have to piece. Because what is the significance of going to this first labyrinth and finding out this out if it doesn't have clues for the rest of
Yeah.
the other set of ruins? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we have the
Wait, the
map.
first one had a labyrinth too?
No, it's the just the writing on the walls and the green light were the instructions for how to make the brace for the labyrinth.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I just missed it.
Yeah. I mean, there was so much that happened, so
I
it was
know.
easier to overlook that.
I also there were parts of the audiobook where I was listening and I got distracted for sure.
Yeah,
So,
it happens.
um, wow.
Yeah. It makes you wonder though, why are these like ruins two separate things? We have a room of we have the labyrinth in one set of ruins, and then you have all the
Mm,
dead people and their swords in the map and the
mhm.
instructions in another.
Yeah, like how are they connected? Why are they so far apart?
Yeah, that too. And then I guess from the map you see that there are copies of the entire island. Not
Yeah.
only do you copy your body, but it is a copy of the physical place
Mhm.
also. Is it isolated to just the island? I don't know.
Is it are there only copies of people who make it through the labyrinth or does everybody have a copy?
That's a great question, yeah. It make I from my understanding, I think that it's just if you complete the labyrinth and you open that gate and you walk through that gate, which I am assuming is the swords, that you walk in that little circle with the swords in the ground, that's like the gate.
That's how you copy yourself?
Yeah, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
Yeah. Yeah.
know. Well, back to the first set of ruins. I think
Yeah.
that you learn that there's a lot more than to the island than what
Mhm.
appears, right?
Yep. You learn that Veridius is very much hiding stuff.
You learn that Verdis is hiding stuff, and you learn that there's a lot of people on the grounds that are also in on it.
Yeah.
Or
Oh.
whoever comes with Veridius to the ruins.
Mhm.
Did Vis know who that was? I
I
don't
don't
remember.
remember.
I don't remember either.
But there are preceptors that know
Mm-hmm.
about other religion people.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and then I guess he gets back to his room and he's like scraped his palm. He has that injury
Yeah.
and uh Aiden notices
Mhm.
and he has to pretend like he stabs himself with a fork the next day, which was kind of genius.
Another set of like the planning that's not planning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm like, there's no way that Veridius like didn't investigate how somebody would have gotten over the wall and noticed like dried blood.
Exactly. Like Veridius at this point very much knows that,
Yeah.
yeah, he went over the wall.
Hmm.
Yep.
But his candor when he talks to Vis, to tell him like basically say, I know that you're here for a reason other than just attending the academy. Like,
Yep.
it just makes me feel like Veridius is gonna be a good guy. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
It's so hard.
I think that Veridius is a good guy, but he has to use this. He has to.
Mhm.
And by using him it probably will come at a cost.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, I think that gets us about halfway through the book.
Yeah. I think really just at 50%, we reach the point where after he's done, he confides in Iden
Mhm.
that he went to the ruins because Iden caught him on the way
Mhm.
back into his dorm.
And I think that's when their relationship, like, honestly really begins.
Yeah, that he agrees to tutor him and they kind of form an alliance, if you
Yeah.
will. Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
I really like Iden's character a lot,
Me
actually.
too. Never saw that coming, that they
You
would like
wouldn't.
flip it around
You
and become
wouldn't.
friends.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
But I think it was really well done.
Yeah, same. So yeah, I mean, 50% of the book, I think we've maybe sort of reached a stopping point for this episode. Um, Iden and Vis are in on the ruins.
Mhm.
Something mischievous is going on there. And Vis is in full survival mode.
This is stuck also
Yeah.
in class 6
Yeah.
because the praise Scepter hates him.
Yeah.
He thinks he's out of options. He's about to go to the Festival of the Ancestors and hopefully get away out of that through Olkey score.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Yep.
the ruins, like the first ruins scene, like that was perfectly timed in the book
Yeah,
because
right at 50%.
yeah, right at 50%, but also like I do think that if he did not have something in that first 2 months or whatever it was at the
Mhm.
academy, I would have been pretty bored.
Oh, yeah.
I think I would have gotten bored.
Yeah.
So now we kind of have like 3 layers. We
Mhm.
have the Olkiscore layer,
Yep.
we have the Anguis and the Relucia layer, and now we
Mhm.
have like and the
The
ruins and like
ruins.
the mystery behind the ruins. And I would say like lumping in Veridius with the ruins.
Yep.
So I think that like sets you up to be in for like a whirlwind for part 2, which makes the second half of the book just like so insane and
Yep.
jam-packed in like
Mhm.
action, and you can't
Mhm.
put it down from like that point forward.
Yeah. As a reader at this point, you are still in such a blind spot.
Mhm.
And just thinking about what we know going forward, it's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I wasn't like 50% in, like, not really anything clicks for you yet, at least not for me.
Yeah. No, I don't think so for me either.
Yeah. So we are
Nope.
at an impasse and it's intense.
Yep.
So,
Anyways, this we have officially been recording for probably we've been recording for probably 2.5 hours now, and we've made it 50% through the book. So we've decided to make this episode a part 1 and a part 2.
hmm
And this is the conclusion of part 1.
yep.
We will get into the absolute cluster that is the second half of the book next time. I'm Madeline.
And I'm Hannah, and this is the Check This Book Out podcast. You guys should check in with us next week for part 2. New. So,
Normally we're
yep.
every other week, but
Now you'll be able to see next Tuesday we'll post part 2. And follow us on Instagram and TikTok in the meantime at Check This Book Out Pod.
yeah. Let's talk about some new releases. I guess the next one is The Strength of
Strength of
the
the
Few.
few.
I guess some books that we missed in our last episode that I can talk about, I guess, is Bonds of Hercules by Jasmine Mass, which is the second book in the
Bonds of Hercules series.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then the fourth book in the Book of Azrael series by Amber V. Nicole. So happy reading.
Yeah.
And we will see you next week.
All right. Bye.
Bye.